everyone, Lori from Minnesota Dog Lover TV. Today we're going back to Secondhand Hounds and we're going to be talking with Summer, who is the large dog breed foster coordinator. She's going to be talking today about bully breeds.
It kind of depends on who you ask. Pit bulls is kind of an encompassing category. There's the American Staffordshire Terrier, there's the American Pit Bull Terrier, there's the Bull Terrier. All of those are considered, the quote-unquote pit bull breeds. And then a lot of people consider boxers pitties or the bully breeds. Bulldogs, obviously, American bulldogs, English bulldogs. So there's a lot in that bully breed category. I think one of them is, the biggest one is that they're gonna turn on you. That they seem nice, they seem sweet, but at any moment they're gonna, eat your face off. That is just not accurate to say. I think any dog can have their moment, but it's certainly not a bully breed trait by any means. I think it depends. I think in general, bully breeds are actually really great family dogs. But they do need somebody who is going to train them and wants to socialize them and wants to have a dog that they actually put work into. Some of them kind of come ready-made, like this guy, he's about 4 and already kind of chill and just wants to be with your family. But if you want a bully breed as a puppy, you need to know that you have to socialize them. You need to train them. You need to make sure that you have the time and effort to make them a good dog and to, give them the exercise they need. But I don't really think that there's a family type that is good for a bully breed. I think any family can be. I think they're pretty standard. Some tend to be a little bit higher energy than others. They turn into couch potatoes probably around 5 or 6. So up until that point, kind of standard exercise though. They're not a super high energy breed. They're not a working breed like a collie or something that needs 10-mile runs a day. But they definitely love their walks. They definitely need backyard playtime, some fetch, things like that. I don't consider them a dog that needs constant exercise. So they're kind of in the middle on the exercise scale, I think. So the good ones are that they are super loyal to their humans. I know one of the myths is that they are going to attack you as a human. I think that's probably the polar opposite. They tend to be very loyal. They tend to love their people. They are great with children typically. Again, there's nothing 100% that's going to be true for any breed. But they, one of the things that they are, is that loyalty comes, is that they can be protective of you. So like I have 3 and one of them doesn't like new people coming into my home. He's fine with people outside of my home and on walks and things like that. But if he doesn't know you, you don't get to come into my house. So that's kind of a typical trait too. They do tend to be a little bit harder to get along with other animals as they age. And that's not that they're not animal friendly. It's just that sometimes they need what we call a slower introduction. They're not necessarily dog park dogs. They're not gonna run into a room of 50 dogs and think, oh, everybody is my friend. Some of them need a little bit more time getting used to a new dog friend. Those things are kind of typical of the bully breeds. And I think that's maybe where some of the, they're animal aggressive comes from, because they're not necessarily this happy-go-lucky, instant friends with everybody. Some totally are, but so it's not that they're animal aggressive, they just take it a little bit. Hi. I think it's just a matter of socializing, how they grow up, and a lot of it's genetics too. So even the most well-socialized dog, regardless of the breed, as they age, can become harder to get along with other animals or harder to get along with a certain type of dog or a cat. But if they grow up with cats, chances are they're going to be fine with cats. I have 7 cats in my home and 3 pitties, and but a lot of it's genetics. No matter how well you socialize some of them, as they grow older, they're not going to be perfect with everything. I don't necessarily think that's a bully breed trait. I think that's just animals. But a lot of it is socialization, making sure that they get a lot of new experiences as they're young, meet a lot of different types of dogs, meet a lot of different types of people. That's true for every breed, but especially the ones that we know can kind of be a little selective as they get older. The harder you work with on them and the harder you get them to meet a bunch of new things, the better chances of them just being generally good with everything is. So they do shed. That's, they have short hair, obviously. They're a shorter coat, but that's not to say they don't shed. Their fur is just shorter. So actually, I kind of attribute them almost like a lab. So, they do shed. Their fur is short and it gets stuck into your couch and stuck into your clothes, and but you're not going to have the huge bunny piles. They don't need to go to the groomer 3 times a month. A good bath every once in a while kind of just gets that loose hair off of them, but they definitely shed. It's just not as offensive as like a husky or a long-haired dog.